Chamo. What's up, folks?
Flacco
Chamo. Y'all, if y'all ain't been to Lose League yet, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode After the Whistle. We freestyling today because I didn't do a rundown and there's not much going on, so
You speak of Lose League, my bad, y'all. I tried to take like a quick 10, 15-minute nap.
You fell asleep and missed the game?
Yep. Got back a little earlier than expected. And we played at 7 too, so like, I had no business even laying down. But I had a field trip yesterday, so I was out and about with them kids all day. I got home, let me take a quick little nap. I got some time.
That's why I don't be napping when I know I gotta be so just because of the fear I might oversleep. But it happens. Yeah. Especially when it's nice out. It happens. It was nice out yesterday. I got a game today at 6. See how that goes. But yeah, I seen more social media debate. They was talking about they asked some dude what was like his favorite Jadakiss verse, and then they started chiming in like, what was your favorite Styles P verse? You got a favorite Styles P verse?
I got a favorite Styles P song.
Well,
I'm a Rough Rider.
Oh yeah.
That's off the first album with him and Jada do the chorus.
Okay.
That's probably Styles' hottest song.
Yeah.
It gets real disrespectful, very vulgar in that. But you know me, I'm all about the creativity of the artist. You know what I mean? They all kind of say the same thing, but it's how creative can you be?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I like the one with him and on the Dave East joint, with him and Dave East project, the Styles P. Okay. It was like a different cloth or whatever it's called. I like that verse. He's got a lot of verses. He's got a lot of tough verses.
It's hard to just point out a certain verse from certain people who are known for bars. You know what I mean? And kind of like almost every song they got something quotable in them. So
yeah, you
got some artists that just had like one exquisite verse that was better than what they're used to. The Locks always been consistent, even Sheik.
Right.
Now I'll say one of my favorite lines from Sheik: "Fakes fighting ain't exciting."
Yeah.
I love that. I love that line because it's the truth. Though everyone Steve from across the room like, bro, you ain't doing nothing with them eyes. You know what I mean? I love that line.
That's a funny line. But it's funny, like they all have like certain songs, they all got like some tough verses, especially when it's not their own song. It seems like they go harder when it's not their song. Like when it's them together, they go hard, but it seems like when they're on other people's projects, they go even harder to like just show them like, yeah, you can't really mess with us.
Put the LOX flag down whenever you go somewhere. You know what I mean? You can't have a whack verse come from the Locks.
Yeah, this is true.
Or the Warlocks, as they originally was called.
They about to go on 30 years since their first album came out. Next year, I think it'll be.
And shout out to DJ too, man. He what was it last year? Went out there.
Oh, when they came to Boston.
Man. I was in a rough spot mentally, so he randomly hit me up. He said, "Want to go to a concert? X ticket." And I rolled, and I was happy I got to see them because I'm big on like not going to concerts unless you're gonna entertain me.
Yeah.
So I need backup dancers. I need something. I need something to like keep me entertained because you just walking across the stage thinking you're cool was not good enough for me. But them, salute to them because they had a stellar show. Brought out what's the homeboy from Boston, Exit Fame. Brought him out. He did his thing. A couple people that showed some local support. It was dope.
They ain't bring out Millie's?
They did not.
Millie's always with Jadakiss.
Yeah, I think he might have been there. I'm not positive though.
He was probably backstage.
Yeah, he might have been there backstage. But it was just definitely dope show. They did all the classics.
That's fine. Well, the next game was another classic meltdown. Well, I wouldn't even call this a meltdown, but another classic. Let our fans down. Got their hopes up.
No, it ain't even to let the fans down. The fans let them down. Why don't you relax? Y'all over here making plans for Game 7 and all types of stuff, making songs and doing all the unnecessary stuff. Like, I get it. Y'all get excited, and this is how I compare Boston and New York. We both have the same level of confidence. We're just realists. It's just a point. It's a level of we can't do that. They think they're walking on the moon together tomorrow. That's the type of confidence they have. So it's like, let's relax a little bit. Like, give your players a chance to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and I'm not big on like superstition like that, but when you predict you're gonna win, usually the outcome is the opposite. Like, it's usually what happens when you already assume you're gonna win. Don't ever assume. Assume.
Like you say, you're not big on superstition. I'm big on karma. And when they showed that video, them folks throwing the trash barrel at that dude with the Pacers jersey and stuff like that.
Man, for real?
No, this was after the Celtics series. They was throwing trash at him, like, hitting him and stuff just because he had on the Pacers jersey. Stuff like that, I'd be like, this is y'all karma.
But see, karma is the universe. Superstition is just like a personal thing that you think something works. Karma is inevitable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they got what they deserve.
Yeah, and it was definitely inevitable in this series because, it just the Pacers are deep. The Pacers, they play at a certain pace, and the Knicks, they just were too reliant on two guys that don't play defense.
They call the Pacers. You know, name speaks for itself. In reality, they said it.
Yeah.
But they set the pace. I didn't say they said it. You know, sometimes my words be sounding crazy.
Right.
But it's just New York, man. The social media made it so the world got to see what people in the Northeast already been experiencing for years and decades and centuries. Y'all are seeing that, like, some states just don't know how to be cool when their team is on the brink of winning a series or getting close to doing something they might not have seen in years.
Yeah. And the thing I wasn't surprised the Pacers won this series because I just go back to the whole Celtics series. All the Celtics had to do was handle business in 4 quarters in 2 games. Like, that's all they had to do. They literally outplayed the Knicks majority of that series, except for a couple moments where they went brain dead. But the Pacers exposed all their flaws. Cat commits dumb fouls, doesn't play defense. Brunson doesn't play defense. The rest of those guys, I mean, besides McBride, aren't really great three-point shooters. They had a good 3-point shooting in the second round against the Celtics, but they came back to reality in that. And the Pacers don't have just one guy you could key on. They got multiple guys that could go out there and score, and they move the ball around. So it's like they're not gonna throw it. One guy's gonna, dribble for like 10 seconds of the shot clock. No, they're moving the ball. They're making a defense work and stuff like that. They exposed all their flaws.
The Pacers aren't as skilled as the Celtics,
right? So
they utilize their whole team.
Yeah.
They don't settle for certain things.
Right.
And they're hungrier.
Yeah.
I felt like the playoffs, the Celtics they had that championship hangover. In the playoffs, though.
Right.
Not the regular season, just when it actually counted.
Right.
So, shout out the Pacers. We all had a feeling the Pacers were going to beat the Knicks just because the matchup problems. It's hard to cover. You know what I mean? This is going to be a good matchup between Shea and, Halliburton, just because they both similar heights. And there is no real mismatches until you start going down low.
Right. And I'm just glad the Pacers won this series because it saved us all from watching a series with 2 guys who just be falling for no reason. Because that would have been a big old headache watching Brunson and Shea just fall for no reason for a whole series.
I don't mind watching the Knicks. It's just everything that comes with them. Like, to be honest.
And then Pascal Siakam, he was named the MVP of the Eastern Conference. Well deserved, man. Well deserved, and he's a champion. So he's been in this position before. He knows how to win. It seemed like everything came easy for him, especially on the offensive side of the game. He got to his spot.
He's the reliable guy. He's the reliable, experienced guy who's already a champion. So they're kind of like, you weren't the star on that championship team, but you have the experience and you're one of the vets now. You're conditioned for these moments. You're ready for these moments, and he showed that he didn't need to have the ball in his hand so much and jack a bunch of shots, but when they needed him, he counted.
He's a big mismatch too. He's a mismatch problem too, like just with his athleticism. I mean, you look at all the stuff he can do. And then. We just got to talk about this since the series ended after the show last week. But OKC, to no one's surprise, beat the brakes off the Timberwolves in game number 5. The game was pretty much over after the first quarter. I think it was like 26-9 after the first quarter.
Yeah,
the T-Wolves pretty much packed it in. OKC played a boxing one on Ant Edwards. I ain't never seen a boxing one in the NBA ever that I can remember. But yeah, Minnesota packed it in, and OKC just
because you really
made a quick work out of him.
You really weren't able to really play a boxing one. You shouldn't be able to play a boxing one in the NBA. That's disrespectful for the rest of the team.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
Shout out to OKC for their game plan, and you know what I mean, putting it into fruition.
Yeah.
Or what's the word? Executing it. But that's crazy on Minnesota's end.
That is definitely crazy. That is definitely crazy. And also in Minnesota, this whole year we've seen what kind of like the absence of Cat and what it did for that offense.
Surprisingly, we didn't know it was going to be that much of an absence, but yeah, it was, like very drastic.
So, but also the game that's gonna sting the T-Wolves too is game 4, because that was the game everybody did what they're supposed to do, but your two guys couldn't get it done offensively.
It was really one guy. He only had 9 points.
I think he had 5.
4 or 5 points. So it was really one guy that could at least gave him 15. They would have been a little closer.
Not even 15. Give him 9.
Yeah, it was bad. But yo, what's up with this weird appearance of Rudy? He's like the Hulk and Bruce Banner, but once every 4 years. In 2 games in the playoffs. That man's he looked like he's not realizing that he is ginormous, and he's got to jump, turn, dunk it. He don't even gotta really be there to dunk it. I don't understand. There's moments where he looks like, all right, Rudy, he's slowly figuring it out. Granted, I said slowly because he should have been figured it out. But it's he's figuring it out, and then all of a sudden he's just non-existent again.
He's French. He's French. That's all you gotta chalk it up to. He's French.
It just blows my mind that you can Shaq can honestly say he's dominating.
20, he had a 20-20 game.
And then it doesn't happen again. Granted, I'll say he seemed like he was more confident getting the ball, dunking it, as, the playoffs been going on. But, I'll be honest, he should be a 15-10, guy, 20-10 guy. I don't understand this. He should automatically be double guy, automatically.
Maybe he has these spurts when he realizes he's being disrespected by the other team by the way they played him, and he's like, oh.
How about he realize the whole NBA and even the spectators low-key disrespect him? They made a big fuss about that man learning how to box. What is that telling you about yourself? If they're championing you punching some bags, they knew how to fight before.
I just chalk it up to him being French.
Come on, Rudy, man.
The French, they don't got a good reputation for anything. So.
I'm not a fan or a hater of Rudy. I'm just yo, you could do more, bro. If you believe you could do more. Because we saw it, though. It's not like we didn't see it.
Right.
So I'm I don't understand it. Because Ant Edwards needed you, bro. Randall wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
What's his name's not as consistent, McDaniels, as we knew he wasn't going to be super consistent in the playoffs because he's still figuring it out. He's like the X Factor wild card.
Yeah.
Rudy, man. Justify why they herald you.
Yeah, because 2 points and 4 rebounds in a closeout game is actually 5 rebounds.
And I ain't even talk about that. So that just shows, you just proved my whole point. It's what?
Yeah. I just chalk it up. He French. That's the French for you.
And all I got the question mark top of my head because I'm still I don't even know what that means. But I gotta take it. Yeah.
Shot OKC back in the finals for the first time since the 2012 season when KD and all them went. This is definitely a good matchup for basketball fans.
We can't really just say KD and all them. We got to say KD and the other 2 MVPs because there was 3 MVPs. You know what I mean? That's pretty impressive.
KD and Russ, because I don't know what James Harden was in that series. I think he was having too much fun on the beach because he He didn't have one good game in that finals at all.
That's crazy that they all played together.
Right.
And all ended up having the careers they've had so far. That's dope.
Right. OKC, Indiana, NBA Finals there. This is going to be a really good matchup between these two teams. These are two teams that both go deep into their bench. They play at a certain pace. OKC is better defensively than the Pacers, but the way the Pacers play, it's going to give OKC's defense some issues because, OKC likes to help a lot. And they like to, especially on them corners, these dudes move the ball a lot, so it's you keep them on their toes. But I like this matchup. It's going to be entertaining, though.
Yeah. I prefer other teams. But it's definitely gonna be a cool matchup. It's gonna be dope to see one of these franchises get their first, NBA championship.
Right.
We're leaning to OKC. Nobody wants to see Indiana win.
No.
But yeah, man. I'm curious to see how T.J. McConnell's going to play in this series. If he's going to be like the X factor with guys to put in pressure.
I think coaching is going to be and I think coaching might be the X factor here because Carlisle's a really good coach and he's going to come up. Yeah, he's going to come up with some. He got to come up with a good strategy to slow them down. But so one thing I've seen, the way to beat OKC, make them play in the half court.
Yeah. And I only said TJ because he's one of the few guys that is full court.
Right.
Constant pressure.
Right.
Is that gonna frustrate, Shea and a couple guys out there?
And he don't turn the ball over like that.
He makes shots.
Right.
He makes shots.
Yeah.
So just a random. And shout out to her sister. She plays for the Mercury.
She just got signed
to watch the game last night.
Right.
But just a random thought. Because everybody else is gonna do their job. I was just wondering, because he's gonna be a hamper or he's gonna help.
Right.
Because he's automatically mismatched size-wise. So what are you gonna do to show that they can't bury you on the bench?
Yeah. Especially in a series like this one. And also I want to see Aaron Naismith. Like this dude he's good, but he's so erratic. Like the way he plays defense, if he's not smart on defense, Shea might foul him out in the first half. Because this dude, he's another one that just could be committing some dumb fouls. I get he won't play physical, but sometimes it just be like, bruh, you can't do that. That's a foul. And he'll do it after picking up his second. He'll get 3 fouls in the first half, and now you got to sit. And he's one of their better defenders and shooters too. So he got to be smart.
That's one thing OKC doesn't do too much of. They're big. Their star guys don't really get in crazy foul trouble. They're pretty good defenders, pretty smart about things.
Yeah.
And they play great team defense.
Yeah, and they get away with a lot of stuff.
I mean, they do. And I was just thinking about Caruso, but it's like Caruso's as big of T.J. McConnell.
Right.
So that's why he stuck out to my head. But they let them get physical. They're young, scrappy, but that's how they play though.
Yeah.
That's how they played all season. So once you already show how you're gonna play for the year, that's how you're gonna play.
Yeah, and the Pacers got a little bit of that too. So it's gonna be the first couple minutes gonna be interesting, how the rest what the rest would allow them to do or not.
I'm not gonna lie,
dictate a little bit.
Some of the stuff I was seeing, like Nembhard do to Brunson, I'm like, yo, they're gonna call that? Like this is crazy. Like one possession, they were just reaching, hitting him when he turned the ball over. I'm like, bro, you gotta call some of those. That's crazy.
I was saying the same thing. I'm like, yo, that's a foul.
That's a play hack. So the finals, man, last 7. Hopefully, OKC wins in 4.
Yeah, I said it was gonna go in 5. I said it was gonna win in 5.
I think it might go 6.
Yeah, I think 6 might be max. 6 might be the max of this game. But if the Pacers do find a way to win this series, it's going to be because of Rick Carlisle. Because we've seen him do some witchcraft before in the finals.
He won it with Dallas, right?
Yeah.
He's an ex-pro, so he knows the game.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but it's gonna be for people that are mad about these two teams just because it's Indiana and OKC. This is actually gonna be a good series to watch if you like high-paced basketball
and pure basketball.
Yeah.
Oklahoma don't really got much other than Oklahoma City, other than football. But college. But they got OKC, Indiana. Other than college, all they got is them. Indiana's I don't want to say the hoop state, but they swear they're like the essence of basketball. So it's gonna be dope.
Hey man, the Clans from Indiana.
I knew that was coming.
You know, last round I said I'd root for the Clan before I root for either team. I'll root for OKC in this series. Even though I should be rooting for my African brother Pascal Siakam, but
He's Congolese?
nah, he's from Cameroon. He's next door.
Okay, that's
Next
dope.
door,
That's
yeah.
dope.
Other NBA news. Back to the Knicks. Hey, we won 50 games back-to-back years. We had the best year in 25 years. Got to the conference finals. Let's fire the coach. Because, yeah, that makes, I mean...
Bless you. My whole thing is, if you're going to fire them, man, you should have fired them when they was complaining about him overplaying guys and guys getting injured in the playoffs and all that. Not when he redeems himself.
Right.
Like, y'all get to the conference finals. Like, then it's like, I don't even give him another year to see what could come out of this. But when I heard this, I just thought about that. You know, most people are going to say Golden State, Mark Jackson, got him to a certain level. And it took a shooter who's a coach to, you know, open things up for Golden State in regards to, you know, the shooting aspect of their team. So I would think maybe if they, you know, get Mark Jackson, maybe he might be able to be the guru to Rick Brunson, not Rick, you know, J.J. Brunson, and help him understand how to get off the ball at times. They don't need to be as ball dominant. But I'm just thinking they're just seeing that they reached it here and they need somebody to get them over the top.
And one thing, it's also like, it's the Knicks. Y'all... y'all probably ain't gonna have it as good as y'all just had it. And this roster was flawed too. This team was flawed. This was an overachieving coach. He did more with this roster than probably any other coach would. But they want to blame him for that game one loss when they, when they blew the 17-point lead. But it was
Is he out there playing?
He was calling the timeouts.
Is he out there playing?
Yeah, he was
like
trying.
blowing a 17 league has nothing to do with 17-point lead has nothing to do with the coach. Like you might, you know, blow a low lead, I mean 4 or 5 points, that might have something to do with him.
Right.
But like, yo, that's just lack of effort.
Lack of effort, especially when you see the same guy, when you allow one guy to score 20 points in the fourth quarter and hit like 4 threes down the stretch as this comeback is gone. He's like, and it's not like it's threes with hands in his face. He's wide open for these threes each time. So it's like it's always easy to blame the coach. It's always, that's the thing about the NBA. It's a players' league, so it's always the coaches, whatever the coach is gonna get it. But yeah, it's a, for the message for all you coaches out there, don't win Coach of the Year. The last, 5 Coach of the Years have been fired.
It's Madden curse.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't win Curse of the Year. So, and it's like, who they going to get next? They talk about Mike Malone. And they talk about Jay Wright.
Mark Jackson.
Oh, yeah. But
who's actually a New York guy, who was a New York Knick.
Ron Artest want to throw his name in there.
Whoa.
I mean, better world peace.
I mean... As an assistant, I wouldn't mind having him there. I don't think some of these guys are ready to be head coach. Jay Wright could probably test out the waters in the NBA because he's been detached from college for so long.
Yeah, but he left college because it was becoming too much player in the NBA.
Yeah, that's because he couldn't get over the reality of having young men he couldn't just dictate everything to.
Yeah.
When you walk into something else, knowing what to expect, I think he'd be able to handle himself better.
Yeah, so
it's kind of like you don't know what it's like, but like at some point my dog's gonna tell me something about myself when she's at a certain age, and I gotta hear it, accept it instead of just, you know what I mean, barking back at her just because she's my kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of just growing up and understanding things.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. So let's see who gets that job, but Knicks fans, y'all should be happy with the season y'all had, because might not get better than what y'all just had this year. So
I might not. Hey, man, just be honest. Just be honest, bro. Y'all ain't gonna have it as good again next year.
What they say, lightning don't strike twice?
No.
Let's go to Athlete's Corner. We chatted with Stephen Basden, your former Endicott.
Yeah, man, Endicott, bro. We didn't go to school together, but anybody go to Endicott, we goals for life.
It's funny because he was like, yo, because he's talking about the wave of Endicott players that's played the last couple of years. Like, he was just like, when y'all gonna get one? He's saying, when y'all gonna get one?
Oh, yeah. See, I don't say nothing because I'm part of a three-peat, but it's actually, I only got 2 of them. So, like, me and, like, Prezi Blue, what was his name, Tim Jones?
Yeah.
I got 2, and he's got 1. Yeah. But so I don't like to rub it in their faces just because, like,
he said that off. He didn't say that on camera. He said that off camera. But
honestly, that's the standard. Like,
he's like, when y'all got one? He's like, I think he played in like 2 or 3.
Yeah, they got a lot of like all-time scorers and all that stuff, but they haven't been winning, which is cool. But at the end of the day, you want to play NCAA tournament, and I don't even think they were ranked in top 25, so I think they would have win at large bid regardless. But you need to win them conference championships, man.
So check this out, then we all come back. Yeah, winning matters, people. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Plus One interview. And we got a returning guest. Our first one was so good, took us a little while to get it back. I mean, but we back at it, man. Stephen, what's going on, man?
What's up? Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Happy to be back. Always nice to see the platform growing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we trying out here. Well, before we get into all the other stuff, let's get into the Special Olympics.
Yeah, let's cover it.
You doing so much work with it,
sports.
right?
Yeah,
You're doing so much work with it. Bringing those kids to a lot of new experiences, right?
Yeah.
Just talk about everything that's been going on with you guys the past year or so.
Yeah, so last 2 or 3 years, I've been working with Special Olympics as the director of city initiatives. So really looking at building out programming in some of these cities where there's a lot of layers to making it accessible. I think when we think accessible with autism or intellectual disability, you think like a wheelchair ramp, and it's very different for us. A lot of our kids physically are capable. It's where the practice is located. What time for a family is it next to the neurotypical practices or youth sports that are going on? So really just trying to examine that in different cities. Lawrence, Lynn's one of them. Boston's the major one, but all the way throughout to Springfield. And it's awesome. We have 23 sports. Yeah. We service anybody as young as age 2. It's free. It's unified. So we're talking mixing kids and adults who don't have disabilities with ones that do. And I think that is probably like the best part of unified sports.
And we're seeing more schools adopt the unified sports, right?
Exactly. We got over 400 schools across the state right now. And by adopting it, they basically, you got varsity, JV, freshmen, and now they have a unified team. And what we've seen it do for sports within a school or just like within a school's culture is there's plenty of competitive sports, right? But I think we've gotten really away from the real use of sports within school, which was participation, social development, right? And character development. And what unified sports allows is somebody who's been playing baseball or playing soccer for 10 years in recreation programs gets to high school, they didn't pay for the private training, they didn't play on travel teams, so they may not make varsity, right? And JV may not be an option or a vital option or whatever for whatever reason. And Special Olympics Unified Sports has been like their home because they're able to continue to play and train and play in like a very verified manner, I would say. Like there's still jerseys, MIA recognizes that a sport, they have games, travel, all that stuff. And then obviously what it leaks into is like how that can impact one of our athletes who has autism or intellectual disability and develop them socially, help them create new friendships within the community. So the school stuff has been going well. We do need to get Lynn Public Schools on it a little bit more in an organized fashion because there's, I mean, when I tell you there's probably, I know there's hundreds of kids in there, and I know a few hundred, but I know there's hundreds of more. And then there's also adults. There's a lot of young adults out there that need something to do, especially looking at these times. Yeah, and then what I also noticed throughout the basketball season, some of the schools I went to with the players or the student athletes that are involved in the unified sports,
they're part of the other teams too. They're as much part of either it be the basketball team, the baseball team. Those players embrace those, and they have them on the team, on the bench, warm-up lines with them. Have them do something in capacity to the team sport and just the team bonding aspect as well. That's one of the biggest things that I always notice, and I always appreciate like all the schools and the teams that do that with those kids.
Yeah. No, I mean if a good coach, right, a great coach at the varsity level looks at it as a program. And when you adopt unified sports, it's part of your program. Like you can use it as an asset to build that type of culture. And it's meaningful inclusion, right? So there's lots of times I think historically we've seen like, all right, we're going to give the one kid the ball at the senior night game and everybody's going to move and give him 30 chances. Right. Whereas like these kids and even the varsity coach, they're like, wait, this kid's practicing twice a week. He's playing in a game. He's learning the rules. He's learning the structure of the game. Obviously, there's various levels, but then it does turn into, all right, well, now he's a part of the culture of varsity, and maybe he's warming up with JV, or he's able to record stats for varsity or announce or find some other role within the program. And again, it's not... It's one of those things where I say it's almost selfish to be involved in Special Olympics because as a neurotypical person, because of how much we get out of it. So it's like that athlete, those athletes that are part of it, they're obviously having fun, they're developing, but what it does for the entire school, parents, other people who are coming and see it, it's like, all right, we're building something here that's bigger than competitive sports.
And that's like the first aspect of building community is that inclusion aspect, getting everyone involved.
Exactly. I mean, and that's a winning culture. You look at like some of these bigger programs and you actually like dive into the structure of it. The administrators of these athletic departments are working hard on the back end to make sure the whole school feels included on this 12-man basketball roster, right? I mean, you got these lifelong fans of these different organizations and teams. They never played for the team. They never had a chance to play for the team. But somewhere along the line, they felt included in that. So I think it is one of like the things that sport can really play a role in. And if the administrator sees it as that, they'll probably start to look into unified sports for their school.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was there a tournament this year for the first time for unified sports recognized in Massachusetts? Was there one, or am I just...
There was. No. So we have tournaments. Like I said, we have 400 schools. So all across the state. I mean, I was at a Revere one. We have so many where it basically is, again, these teams have been practicing all season like a regular team. They've played a few one-off games. And then we host a jamboree that brings together 4 or 6 of them. So I think some of the Lynn schools that are in and out of it, they participate in Malden, but we do Revere. So I'm sure you've come across a few of the jamborees. We've also hosted our own last year at Lynn Tech. And that was the first ever community one. So that and you saw how many people showed out for that, which was awesome. Because I think it really also just sheds a good light on Lynn and how we can come together around sports with a little bit of forced hands and stuff. But once you see it, it's like, all right, this makes sense.
And then, there's so much, when people talk about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is one aspect that people completely disregard and don't even think about, that this is part of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. And someone who's working in it, just how, with so much drawback to DEI. I mean, what are you guys doing just to ensure that these student athletes just get the proper resources and support that they need, despite people trying to take their resources away?
I mean, this for us started, I want to say like 1985 is when we started to roll out unified sports. So like we've been working with schools throughout Massachusetts for 20 years on like, again, creating a real culture of like meaningful inclusion. So not the, hey, we're going to bring them out for senior night, not the, hey, we're going to have one pep rally. But there's people who work at schools who are like, no, I played on the unified team. So one, there's a real culture within a lot of these schools to make sure those things continue to exist and those athletes are supported in various ways and they can lean on our resources. I mean, we're a very, I would say, well-supported organization. So for us, the DEI stuff that's happening at the state and federal level, obviously it's of concern, but it's not affecting us at a programmatic level. And we're able to continue to provide resources to coaches and administrators to pass along. But honestly, we're so mission-driven that, again, when it's done right, it's ingrained into the culture of the community, the school, the business, whatever it is, and it's a team lift. So it ends up being, all right, we don't need to rely on one grant or one aspect of it to keep it going. But, I mean, it is, and I worked do a lot of work, right, outside of just sports for people with intellectual disability. I also do a lot of work with Black and brown families. I do a lot of work with single mothers and stuff. And what I've realized with, again, this group, the families of people with intellectual disability, is that it's layered, right? So you can have somebody who's autistic, who's also Black or brown, who also doesn't speak English. And like now they're navigating all these different things, and they may have found their resource for English second language classes, and they may have found their resource for minority scholarships or stuff, but when they get to school, do they have the supports to function as an adult with autism or as an adult with any other type of intellectual disability?
Right.
And for us, this isn't a terminal illness.
All right, and we are back. I was talking to a Denver Day, I think yesterday actually. He told me he's got opportunities coming. He already signed with an agency.
Okay.
So, but he said it takes, because the season's all over right now. So he said the opportunities he's getting is like Spain and like parts of somewhere Europe and all that stuff.
Man,
so,
just tell him stay with it. Tell him stay in shape.
Yeah, he be in there.
I seen Mace too. I told Mace, even if things don't pop your first year out, man, just stay at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just because you never know what the mock's gonna look like for him.
Yeah, definitely. You got a lot of the guys. They all doing stuff. Jarnell gonna be here in the summer, throughout the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing his internship thing.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
When's he start?
He was here last week, a couple days, like for some training and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I'll probably see him next week or something like that. He'd be here in the mornings.
Okay.
Because he works in the afternoon.
You got a job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I didn't know
He worked with kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I done forgot what I was about to talk about. The Suns, they hired a new head coach. This guy's name is Jordan Ott.
Huh?
Yeah, that's his name, Jordan Ott. So his background, he was Michigan State. I think he was in Michigan State on that staff for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, him and that dude, the owner of the Sun, the owner of the Sun walked on at Michigan State, so there's that connection right there. But another coach for the Suns, let's see what happens now. This is a new face. If I'm Booker, I'm like, at this point with Booker, I'm like, I don't know how many coaches this dude's he's had in his career, but it's kind of like, you might have to make that decision if you want to stay there or not, because they're going to keep going on this rebuild, and you're not getting any younger.
I agree.
Yeah, so he might.
I mean, but you get a new coach. It might not be its a whole rebuild.
But
So who knows?
yeah, but the way they looked last year, things is rough out there.
What they gonna do with Bill?
Man, that's a good question. That contract, man. Ooh, that contract's something else.
'Cause that was the biggest issue people had.
Yeah.
With how he was performing.
Yeah.
The rest of the guys.
Yeah. We got baseball update too. Live baseball update. It's the Red Sox and the Angels are tied at 9 in the top of the 9th inning. The game that's going on right now. I was asked if I wanted to go to this game, but clearly I couldn't because I'm here.
Well, hopefully there's no Angels in the outfield.
They done dropped the first 2 games to the Angels.
Jesus, man.
Again, the first game 2 days ago, they lost 7-6. Yesterday, they lost 4-3. They gotta get it together. They're 29-34 right now. Not good. They're just not good right now. Yeah, people get mad.
But season just started, right?
We're like at the halfway point, almost.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. I'm almost at the halfway point.
I can never keep up with the baseball season.
Yeah, it's a long season.
Yeah, it is.
It is a long season. All right, some football news. Yo, you see Stephon Diggs having himself a blast on the boat with the ladies.
I seen like a screenshot, but I didn't see.
It was hilarious. The comments were hilarious because it was like, yeah, Stephon just like one of us. He just loved being around the.
You gonna be on the boat with a bunch of men? Like, I don't understand, like, how you villainize a man that wants to be on a boat with a bunch of half-naked ladies. What's the problem with that? Like,
he was just enjoying Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day.
I mean, what else
weekend.
you do on a boat? You ever sit there fully clothed?
Right.
So it's like, you just everybody hanging out. At some point, everybody's an adult. Everybody should be able to hang out in bathing suits and shorts and not have any issues, man. Like, I don't.
Yeah, people are mad. It's like he should have been at the OTAs. It's like, it's voluntary. He's a vet. He'll be there when he gets there.
How you gonna tell some man where he need to be?
Especially if it's not mandatory.
Where you need to be? What were you doing? What were you doing commenting on these posts and these videos? Were you at work? Were you like? Should you been at your computer doing your job? Like, come on.
Facts, man. Some people be like, they be taking things too serious because it's like,
No, but
it's
see,
voluntary.
when people hear voluntary, they think, sure, I volunteer my time.
Right.
It's voluntary. Yes, you know, volunteer means you don't have to do it.
Right.
So some people don't understand that.
And I think the only people that go to these voluntary OTAs are quarterbacks, just because quarterbacks, they got to get into rapport with the new faces, and rookies. That's it. And those technically are the only ones that should be there because they got to get into, well, especially the rookies, they got to get into.
He's not rehabbing?
Cool.
Stephon Diggs.
Nah, he's fully.
He's fully?
He's fully.
Because I thought, like, that could be part of his rehab. He's relaxing on the boat.
Yeah.
He might go swimming, you know what I mean? Help his joints out.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why people have so many opinions of what somebody's doing in their personal life.
Right.
How would you feel if they critiqued? How would you feel if each person lived the Truman Show? A lot of people would be shutting the hell up because nobody would want anybody in their living room, in their bedroom, or looking at their Truman video. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Y'all Google that if y'all don't know what he's talking about.
It'll make a lot of sense once you do. Like, get out of here, bro.
Oh my gosh. Hey, let's go to the boxing update. What's going on in the boxing world?
God damn it. Just saying, like, man.
All right, guys. This past weekend, we had these highlights.
Okay. Oh. Got him.
He like that.
Thomas Lamana versus
He's rutted.
The return. I mean, he was out for a while. He was, had some, he was battling with some depression, mental health.
How was he? Oh, my bad, Pedro.
You know what I'm saying? He returned one of the twins, and he's retained his title, and he's back.
Good. The first KO in over 1,000 days.
Here, Armando Resendez versus Caleb Plant. Here you see an upset.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, Plant lost?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Via split decision.
Oh, okay.
He lost his WBA super middleweight title.
It looked like there was good. It looked like there was brawling.
Oh yeah. He was winning at the beginning. Plant was, but Armando Resendez, I tell you, man, this guy's the real deal.
Where's he from? Mexico?
Mexico, yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Mexico, they be fighting.
Yeah, they do.
This weekend, guys, it's going to be nice. It's going to be lit. Keyshawn Davis versus my fellow Dominican, Edwin De Los Santos. He fought Shakur Stevenson, I believe, last year.
Yeah, I seen that fight.
Yeah,
that was a snooze fight.
Exactly. I fell asleep.
Oh, my
The one in Jersey? The one in Jersey?
Yeah.
One in Jersey, yeah. So that's coming up this weekend. And, of course, this upcoming kid, Abdullah Mason, this is going to be nice. The guy on the left,
Okay.
on the bottom, he's going to be nice as well.
All right.
I think Rashidi got a fight next week on the 21st in Lowell.
Where?
Yeah.
Scheduled to fight.
I mean, I'm out of school.
Yeah, June 21st at the Lowell Auditorium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much tickets?
Not sure, but it's hosted by Mill City Boxing and Mill City Live.
All right.
Yeah, so
I'm not clue what that is, but all right.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
connected to Millworks.
Probably.
It's that whole area, probably. Mill area.
Yeah. So that is on the 21st. So
Just so you know, I'm rooting for Keyshawn Davis. I think this guy
Of course.
is the real deal, man. He's very confident. He knows the business of boxing, and he's a young man.
You know what I call them? Fried chicken boys.
Virginia.
Okay.
oh yeah, the Virginia boys and VA boys. All right. That's it. We got some. Yo.
Yeah.
For you last week, Memorial Day weekend, I was in Everett for 2 days in a row. We were supposed to put this last week, but we're going to put it this week. But I was in Everett for 2 days in a row for the Everett Legends Camp, Isaiah Likely and Mikey Sandersville. Really good camp. And then they closed it off with their second annual 7-on-7 camp where the winner takes home $8,000, the winning team. So there was a lot of talent out there. A lot of players. It was just great to see everybody out there and having fun, competing and all that. So check out these interviews and stuff like that with players from the winning team and the coach from the winning team. And then we're going to come back and wrap things up here.
Coach, you guys just won. Exciting games. This was your first time, right? I mean, just overall 2 days here. Just your thoughts.
Great experience. Isaiah Likely and Mikey Sandersville coming back to their hometown, coming back to Massachusetts, showing everybody love. Putting on an event like this is what it's all about, man. They're paying it forward. Great role models to look at, man. It was great competition the whole day. Blessed to be a part of it and blessed to get the W, man. It was a great weekend. Had a lot of fun.
Came down to the wire once again. Defense had to make a stop. It went back and forth those last couple possessions, man. Just what did you tell you guys? What did you tell you guys?
Hey, the whole day it seemed like we were making stops in the goal line. In the semifinal game we had to stop, and then here obviously we had to pick T.Y. Terrell Yepeto, man. This is one of the most stepped on DBs in all of New England. I think he just made a case that he can really go. He can play at the power 4 level, man, and it was awesome to be a part of it. And the guys really showed out to play, man.
So what do you hope everybody that took part of this yesterday and today? What do you hope they get out of it? Especially the players, all the players that came through today to play this 7-on-7.
I think it's just awesome for the area as a whole. I feel like New England's definitely underrepresented in the football world, and you got 2 guys who are making plays in the NFL, giving back to their community, and if they can make it, anybody can make it. And them putting on for this and having the talent, having the kids camp, we just need more of it. I'm happy to be a part of it.
I ain't gonna lie though, he told me the vision, he executed it, and this is hard. I ain't gonna lie, he said this we did. Swear to God, he did it respectfully on the hooks. And he kept it trim the whole time too.
All right, man. Last play. Walk me through that one. You guys needed that one to seal the win.
I mean, we're talking about it with Mike the whole tournament. He's talking about I'm deflecting and I'm doing everything on the field, but I'm not getting a pick. You know what I mean? So finally last play. They needed 2. We're down. We're up 1. They needed 2. So it came down to the wire, and then I guess that just made a good play.
Overall, it was good competition today. A
Yeah.
lot of talent today. Just overall, what do you hope everybody that participated in this, what they get out? What do you hope they got out of it?
I just hope they got the energy. It was great energy. It was great competition. I know with a lot of these guys, I play over the season and stuff like that, even on the other teams. So just to see a familiar face during the summer and during the spring. So when that season rolls around, we all become friends and all that stuff.
Yeah, and lastly, what is how does this gonna help you moving forward as you get ready for the upcoming season?
Mostly the dynamics of just how learning from other people. I don't really branch out. I didn't do 7-on-7 this year, so I've just been on my team back at Brooks. So with this, I just came out here and learned from other people with Jared and Isaiah and Mike, and just talking to them and really learning about what they're going on through their heads. So yeah.
And lastly, 8 Gs. I mean, the feeling. I mean, just like the overall feeling of just winning this whole thing. Right?
Yeah, I mean. We came here with one goal, you know what I mean? Like we're the most hated team here. Everyone wants to see us lose. Everyone wants to see us this, that. So being able to take that cash prize home really just it means something to all of us. You know what I mean? It's just a great symbol of all the work we put in.
All right, Cyrus, you guys got the W. It literally came down to the last play. Last couple plays, right? You guys going back and forth. Just how you feeling right now?
Excited, bro. I'm happy for my squad, happy for my team. We really did this. We made this team like a month ago. We just told everyone, yo, this is the most hated tour. We started it today, man, and it did. So we're gonna keep carrying this on.
Right. Just how you all the players that were here, a lot of talent was here. What do you hope everybody got out of it? One winner, but this was still a healthy competition for everybody.
For sure, yeah. I'm glad everyone stayed healthy. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice, organized event and stuff. A lot of cameramen out here, so a lot of exposure and stuff. I hope all the videos get out there, everyone's good plays and stuff. But shout out Most Hated. We really did this for real.
For you, what was working right? What was working back there for you?
Realistically, we ran 2 plays the entire tournament. So my guys are just dogs. They got open every play. If it ain't broke, don't change it. Don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did all tournament. We only ran 2 plays.
And lastly, how is this gonna just propel you and help you moving forward as you get ready for the upcoming season?
Most of these guys I didn't know before, so I'm just building connections with everybody. So new team. When I go to college, I'm gonna have new people around me. So I'm just trying to adapt to everybody, make new friends and stuff like that. But hey, this is a big opportunity for a lot of people. So we came out and really did it. We balled out. So it's a big opportunity. It's a big just, you know what I'm saying? It's a great impact for everybody here, man. So.
All right, man. Let's give you this flash that show us that chamber.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, congrats, man.
Hey, appreciate it.
Hey, Mukala, don't forget the John Hoffman thing.
Oh, yeah, I ain't forget.
I ain't show you my new design, huh? I'll tell you after the show.
All right, folks, and we are back. Oh, man. Yeah, it's been great for the city of Lynn. John Hoffman on Monday, they honored him with the naming of John Hoffman Way. Me and Riley were there. Great ceremony for Hoffman. That's Chris Gasper over there on that photo. He writes for the Globe. Lynn Classical alum.
Tell him about the book. Come holler at me.
Yeah, he covers the Patriots too, and stuff like that. A lot of people spoke for Hoffman. His daughters were there. Some guys go way back. They talked about Hoffman's father and brother.
He got kids.
Yeah, the 2 girls.
I never knew he had children. He ain't never mentioned he had children.
yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
The 2 girls in this picture.
Okay. All right.
And then, it was just great. It was great to see. Well-deserved honor for John. At this point, he's called games for kids, grandkids, grandnephews, and he's called generations of games for a lot of people in this city, and good recognition for him.
Well deserved, man.
Yeah,
well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. And he ran up on me too to tell me about this. The week before it's gonna happen, he ran up on me when he saw me at Fraser.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't ran into him in a little bit, man. I haven't seen him walking his dog. I used to catch him at the Meadows a lot.
Oh yeah. Don't worry.
He'll find
run
me.
up on you.
Yeah, he will find me.
But definitely well deserved. And also, if you want to watch the full ceremony, go to lyntv.org. The full ceremony is on the website. Pedro will be airing the full ceremony. I don't know if it's already airing on TV, but is it Pedro or this? Yeah, it's already airing on TV as well. So make sure you tune in and check that out. Hey man, yo, shout out to all you kids. I love seeing y'all prom pictures. Cause every time I see it, I be like, I don't know who y'all are, cause I'm not used to seeing y'all all dressed up at all. I'm too used to seeing y'all in sweatpants, slides.
They go from looking like The Walking Dead, looking like Coming to America, looking all like royalty. It's like, who is this person? It's like, oh, that's who it is. Oh man.
Right. It was all looking clean. I like to see it. Every time I see it, I just be like, yo, this ain't the same person I saw a couple of days ago. But I'm glad y'all went to prom. I'm glad folks went to prom.
Yo, you gotta enjoy them moments, man. Yeah. Don't take sports too seriously over like just life, life experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta enjoy everything.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always good to clean up a little bit, get dressed and, show out and all that. So it's all good. So shout out to everybody on that. Graduation's Thursday. I'll be at the Lynn English graduation tomorrow morning. That's the only one I'll be at, because after that, I'm out. So I'll be there.
I'll be at none of them. I gotta work.
So we will be. I'll be there. I'll be there snapping pictures again. I don't know why they don't just Because some parents was complaining about the pictures that who they hired, the photographers they hired last year. They like the ones I took.
You got a portfolio?
Now
You got to set all that up, man, and just present it. And then, get your business going. We got to talk about
I don't really take pictures. I occasionally take pictures. I tell people I'm a part-time photographer. I legit took a photography class.
What, you gonna decline money? You gonna slap the money away? You might as well take advantage. We gotta talk after this show.
I legit took a photography class in college.
My business hat's on, so every time you hit, nah, bro, we gotta talk about this. I'll
be at graduation. I'll see y'all at graduation on tomorrow for the Lynn English students. Am I forgetting anything before we get up out of here?
Oh, that was Lynn. Oh, that's the graphic.
I don't know if I'm forgetting anything.
So Mook got a business coming out. It's called Make It Magic with Mook. He's gonna be doing movies, photography, pictures, all that.
That don't even sound right. That sounds like something wild. Make it magical.
I mean, get your head out the gutter, brother.
Yeah, this dude wild.
Make it magic with Mook. There you go.
Snap. Happy birthday! Yesterday was my little brother's birthday out there in Iowa. Yesterday was his birthday. I don't know how old he is.
You sent him anything?
No, I didn't even call him.
Oh my God! He's the worst.
I know.
Didn't even call him.
Friday is little Mook's birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, so that, like I told his daddy, you need to put that boy in the sun or something, man, because he
lied to me.
Bruh.
He was albino?
You know it's bad when my mom gotta say something about how light that boy is.
Yeah, this is true.
It's his birthday on Friday, so shout out to him. Shout out to all the June birthdays. There's a lot. Your uncle's birthday was the other day, right?
Yeah, my uncle's was the first. My great-grandmother who passed away was the third. And the next few weeks, I'll be letting y'all know the rest of them clowns. Oh, whole family in June.
Yeah, upcoming interviews. We got upcoming interviews with the Lynn Elementary basketball champs. The Sisson girls was wild. Them girls was wild. They were hilarious.
Only imagine. Yeah, my cousin's there too. Oh, Jesus.
It took me like 5 minutes to realize that's Jacinda's daughter.
How it took me? I gave it a side hug. I was unsure of her at first, but she hugged me back. So I was like,
when I saw Jacinda's mom, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Then the other little girl, she was sitting right there, then she came over here. Me and her dad go way back. She said, I ain't want to ask during the show. She said her last name, and I'm like,
okay.
Then her dad was right out there, too. So then I talked to him afterwards, and I'm telling the girl, yo, your dad's the coolest person you'll ever know in your life. She's like, no, he's not. The kids, man. But those kids are great. Those interviews will be going up soon, but yeah. Oh, yeah, also, once the NBA Finals is done, y'all won't see us for a while. We'll be doing other stuff. They might pop in here and there, but June, July, and August, you won't see much of us. So.
Yeah, I got things to do.
Yeah. Again, this week starts the 22nd. Boys and girls basketball games the 23rd. I think the football game's the 25th. So I'll keep y'all updated on that as the weeks come on. But again, this game is next month. Next Thursday is the Shriners game. I will be there in Medford. So, make sure you get the book too.
Yeah.
Get the book.
Available on Amazon. Or holler at me. I got physical copies. Yeah.
Yeah, we out of here. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see y'all next week.